Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new here. Obviously we're going to be talking about my February TBR today and I am so excited. Honestly, I love filming these videos. I just love chatting about books I plan to pick up, books I'm interested in, and hopefully you guys can even get some recommendations out of this video. But before we start, I need a little swig of iced coffee, obviously. Yes, I realize this straw is very tall, but all the short ones were not clean today, and we need our coffee to get through our video. Much better already. Since I am going to be mood reading a little bit this month, I am going to have like a separate TBR for a 24-hour readathon that I am filming, which I'm so excited about. I actually decided to go ahead and start a Discord group chat discussion just for 24-hour readathons, particularly because I love filming them, I love doing them, and you guys said you'd be really interested in getting involved with maybe some different themed ones like Under the Sea or Space. Maybe there's a certain color of the covers that we read about or just the word in the title, but I decided to go ahead and make a Discord group, so I'm going to leave that in the description if you guys want to get involved and you want to read with me. I'm not planning to do one like every weekend or even every month, but every other month I'm definitely planning to do a 24-hour readathon, and I will try to let you guys know ahead of time when I'm planning to read. But if you guys have any ideas, if you guys love 24-hour readathons, please feel free to join. I would love to have you join the group. So first of all, before we go into my planned TBR, you guys know that I have my 22 books that I want to read this year in this little mug on these slips of paper, and it is time to choose a new one. I'm not yet going to spoil if I actually read The Humans. You guys will see in my wrap up if I actually read that book, but let's just go ahead and pick one now. I'm always so scared that I'm gonna like fail and not read it and disappoint myself, but I do have two chances. If I don't like this first one, I get to pick a second one, but I don't get to choose between the two. Like, I have to read the second one that I choose. So I hope this first one is a good one. Gone Girl! Yes! Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this. Okay, let me go find the book. So far, I have been on par with my mood reading and what I'm in the mood for in the moment for these past two books. Hopefully I can keep this streak. I don't think I'll be picking a second one because I have seen a couple people pick this up again recently. I think it was Chloe or something like that. But I was like, I still need to read that. I'm really in the mood for it. I'm seeing a couple other people pick it up again. So I'm very, very excited to read this. Although I did not like, I think it was not Sharp Objects, Dark something or other by her. I did not care for that one, so I'm obviously a little bit nervous going into this one. I'm not sure what I'm gonna think, but the fact that it is a movie, hopefully that means it's good. I know nothing about this. Like, I seriously have no inkling as to what this is about, other than there's a girl that's gone. Have not seen the movie. I've watched the trailer, but I've always told myself we are going to read the book before we watch the movie. There's not really a synopsis in here other than this guy's wife disappears, I think on like their 5th wedding anniversary, so don't know where this is gonna go, but I am very intrigued because it is about time that I read this thriller, so I am very excited. So now we're gonna talk about my 3 buddy reads that I have this month. Yes, I have 3. 2 of them are with Lauren, and one of them we were supposed to read in January. I did not get around to that one yet, and that one is being Death on the Nile by Agatha Christie. January kind of got away from me with my reading. I think I've read like 5 or 6 books and 2 of them are manga so far. Not doing as well as I had hoped to start out the year, but this is one that I definitely want to read before February 11th when the movie comes out. I'm probably gonna be picking this up on audio and binging it maybe a couple days before the movie comes out because I'm very intrigued by this one. It's just a classic murder mystery by Agatha Christie, and I've read And Then There Were None, I think, is the only other book I've read by her, so I've been very intrigued to finally pick another book up. The trailer looks phenomenal. If you guys have not watched it, look it up right now. I hope you guys are interested in the movie as much as I am. But anyways, I am rolling this over from January's TBR to read it this month because I still have a couple weeks before the movie comes out. And then another book that I have been avoiding for so long. It's been in so many of my TBRs or some type of video, at least that I've shared in the past. That is Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas. The size of this is just absolutely astounding. It is like almost 800 pages long, which is crazy, but I do have access to the audiobook, which always helps me get through a book. The fact that Lauren is going to be reading it as well, hopefully that'll help me stay motivated. This is massive, and I have a feeling that I may lose interest pretty quickly if the story is not greatly paced, so a little bit nervous about this one for sure, but I really have been itching to dive back into a Sarah J Maas book. I know this one has to do with, I think, demons and angels. February is the month for fantasy. I know a lot of people want to read like romance books because of Valentine's Day, but you all know that's not me, so February is for fantasy is what I always like to say. But this is definitely going at the top of my list, and hopefully I can make it through. Even if this is the only book I read for February and I come to you guys with a wrap up of just this book, honestly I will be really proud of myself. And then my next buddy read is going to be The Sundown Motel with Keisha Elizabeth and Lauren as well. We have kind of started this like side book club where we try to pick out a buddy read every month, and this one is going to be the one for February. I did start this, I was very intrigued, but I have been seeing a lot of people read and rate this kind of low lately, so I don't really know going into it how I'm going to feel, but I do hope it is better than The Broken Girls, because while I did enjoy The Broken Girls, there was some things that just really drug on, or I didn't like the detective aspect to it, and I really hope this one has even more like paranormal elements to it, possibly. Our first timeline takes place in 1982, where Viv wants to move to New York, and in order to help pay for it, she takes like this night clerk job at the Sundown Motel, but then she goes missing and weird things start happening. There's like a weird, haunting, scary story to it. And then we have 2017, where her niece Carly is kind of going on this hunt to figure out the history and what happened to her aunt when she disappeared. The whole vibe of like a motel just sounds so creepy and like, I don't know, disgusting and weird, so I'm very curious to see where this goes, and I hope I like it more than The Broken Girls. Like I said, I love to read a lot of fantasy in February, but other than that, I feel like mood reading. I feel like I always get to the point where I set a TBR, but then I come back with my wrap up with completely different books, which I know you guys don't mind, but I am deeming this month fantasy and mood reading. So that's basically what these books are. These next books are just books that I have been eyeing lately, books that I've bought recently. In the moment, right now, these are the books I feel like reading. We will see if it happens, but yes, let's just get to this next little stack. The first book that I'm going to be reading is actually a read-along that was brought to my attention by my friend Sarah, is The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I've been meaning to read this for such a long time, and Sarah sent me the link to the Broken Spine or Erica's channel. I'm very new to their channel, but they are actually starting a read-along with a couple of their co-hosts on Discord, and I think they're going to do some live discussions for this series for February, March, and April. I'm hoping to finish and complete this series and read it with a bunch of different people, which obviously I think will be really fun and motivating for me to actually read this series. It is pretty big, but it's still under the 500 page mark, so not quite to the Sarah J Maas level. It is an adult fantasy, it's Asian inspired, and I know it takes place during a war, so some of these parts can be very gruesome. It can just be really hard to read at times, which I think will also help me with reading with other people. I think there is some Asian mythology weaved into this as well. I remember when this series absolutely blew up, and it's taken me way too long to get to it. I was so happy to discover this read along, and I will definitely leave the information in the description below if you guys are interested in joining as well. Another book that recently came out that I bought myself for my birthday is Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Su Lin Tan. I am definitely prioritizing this one this month because I'm already seeing a lot of reviews on Goodreads. Some people have DNF'd it, given it 2 stars, and I'm really nervous that that's going to sway my opinion if I don't hurry up and read this for myself. It says, an enthralling debut fantasy inspired by the legend of Chang'e, the Chinese moon goddess, in which a young woman's quest to free her mother sets her her on a dangerous path and pits her against the most powerful immortal in the realm. This just sounds so vibrant and so beautiful. One of my goals this year is to just read more Asian literature, whether that's actual translated work or just has Asian inspired elements to it. No matter what it is, I'm just really interested in Asian culture. I think it's absolutely gorgeous in every single way, especially this cover. So I'm very excited to dive into this one, and I'm praying that I can get through it this month because I do have other priorities, like you guys saw. If I don't read it this month, I'm definitely going to be bumping this one to March. Of course, you all know I have to add a thriller or two to my list, which thankfully Gone Girl can be one of those. I am still really excited about that book, but this one called Who is Maud Dixon, I am extremely excited to get to. I wish I could start this right now because I am that excited for it. I have not seen a lot of people talk about this literally at all, which makes me even more excited. In this book we have Florence, who is a low-level publishing employee who is just dying to make her novel go really popular. She just really wants to be an amazing writer, and she loves the writer called Maud Dixon, whose actual name is really Helen Wilcox, I believe. So she befriends her somehow. I think they go on a vacation even, and she is like obsessed with Maud Dixon, and on this vacation she gets so much inspiration for her actual novel, and she feels like, okay, I've got this in the bag, like I feel like this is it. This is going to be the best novel ever. But then she gets in a car accident and cannot remember a single thing that happened or where they were going. I don't know what happens in this book, but it sounds so exciting, so intriguing. It sounds a little bit tropey with getting in a car accident and can't remember what happened to me type thing, but honestly, I love that trope. I am super excited to see where this goes because she actually thinks about taking the easy way because I believe the author passes away, and she's like, I could literally just take that novel she was working on for my own, or do I still work on my own novel? And I guess just a lot of drama happens and she's trying to figure out what to do, and I'm not the greatest at explaining this obviously, but the fact that this has an author in it and writing, and I just love books, libraries, authors, things like that in books itself, so I am very excited about this one. And if you guys have read it, let me know because I'm probably gonna need to talk to someone about it. The next thriller that I really have not heard a single person talk about, I've maybe seen it on Bookstagram, but it's called The 22 Murders of Madison May by Max Berry. This sounds phenomenal. I am not even going to try to describe it to you guys, but instead I'm going to go ahead and read the synopsis because it sounds like there's some parallel universe time travel involved, and it sounds so good. So let me just read you real quick. If at first you don't succeed, try again. In Queens, New York, 22-year-old real estate agent Madison May is showing a house. The buyer, a man she's never met, is friendly, engaging, and claims to be her soulmate from a parallel life. She's in danger, he tells her. He's come to save her. Later that day, newspaper journalist Felicity Staples is assigned to report on Madison May's murder. Discontent with her own life, Felicity finds herself drawn into a shocking conspiracy involving a powerful group who have harnessed the ability to slip between lives, to move from one version of reality to another. On the run, turned into an imposter in her own life, Felicity is forced to seek the truth behind Madison May, the woman who is murdered over and over in different ways wherever she goes. For only by saving Madison May can Felicity reassemble the broken pieces of herself. Does that not just sound mind-blowing to you? Getting murdered over and over in different ways and parallel universes? This sounds like it could be really trippy and really confusing, but I hope this is done really well because I have such high expectations for this one, you guys. I have been itching to pick this one up for so long. I can tell it's already going to be really binge-worthy. Of course, you guys know that I always love to add a graphic novel and a manga to my TBR just to kind of break up those big fantasy books, or if I feel like the month is really trudging on with my reading and I'm just not getting anything read, I usually like to pick up a graphic novel here and there, and this month I'm hoping to get to Grimoire Noir, which I have not seen, once again, anyone talk about this, but the ratings are decently high, and my friend Kendall actually sent me a picture of this. She's also a bookseller, and she was like, this looks like your vibe. The artwork, the story sounds amazing. In this graphic novel, we have a boy named Bucky Orson who has grown up in this small town. His dad is the sheriff, and apparently all of the girls in this town are witches, and that means his little sister is a witch and she disappears one night, and so there's like a mystery that's involved. And if anyone mentions the word witches, I am totally on board. So I thought about saving this one for October, but I have been itching to pick this one up once again, and I'm very much in the mood to read it. I hope it happens. But the artwork is a little bit different than what I am used to or what I typically gravitate towards, because I like more light and fluffy pastel colors, but this one's pretty dark and some of it is even totally monochromatic in black and white. This just sounds so amazing. The back has this little girl on it with a rabbit, I believe, which is totally creepy. I'm obsessed. I need to read this and I cannot wait to see what I think. And then last but definitely not least, I do not talk enough about this manga on my channel and you all need to read it right now. It is called Your Name. The movie is phenomenal. This is only a 3-volume series, so if you want to get into manga or you just want to read something that's totally bingeable and not get super involved in like a 25-50 novel series, this is the one for you. In this manga, we have a girl who dreams of living this life in the mountainside, but then we also have a boy who dreams of living in the city of Tokyo, and they end up completely like swapping lives somehow and being in each other's body. So as you can tell, some of it is a little bit humorous, but most of it is very lighthearted, and they just do anything to be together once they swap lives, and it's just so good. It's a little bit more on the side of magical realism, but it's a little bit more slice of life, romance. Also, there's just so many good moments in this, and I have such a hard time not tearing up crying when I watch the movie. I actually have not read the manga, but the movie was phenomenal. I love the artwork. I love the characters. Once again, it's really short if you're just wanting to read something in one sitting, and yeah, it is finally time that I read this manga. Alright guys, well as you can tell, I definitely have my work cut out for me this month with some pretty big fantasy. If you guys have read any of these, please let me know what you think. If you guys are planning to join the Poppy War read along, let me know. I would love to chat with you guys about that one especially, and I'm just so excited. I'm definitely going to be doing some mood reading. Like I said, I am genuinely excited about reading all of these books, so let me know also what you guys are planning to read for this month. Let me know how your reading is going so far this year. I think I've read 6 books or something so far. Get a little bit slow start, but I'm very excited to pick up a little bit more reading this month. Thank you guys so much for watching and always supporting my channel. I love you so much. I hope you have an amazing day whenever you watch this, and I will see you in my next video.